People who let their intrusive thoughts win once. What did you do? Set fire to my father's newspaper while he was reading it. I was about 5 years old, so that was nearly 80 years ago, and a 40-page broadsheet in those days was a substantial fuel load. No, I didn't get beat or whipped. I was never physically punished, something rather remarkable, looking back. I did get a stern lecture from my mother of the more disappointed than angry type. Must have worked, because it curbed, but did not totally cure, my youthful pyromaniac tendency. I put my foot in front of the girl I liked during English class. She stumbled on it and hated me forever. Thanks, brain. I threw a bottle out the window without thinking when driving and stopped my car to clean it up because I felt bad. You are capable of self-governance. We need more like you. Good job. Don't do it again, or I'll be forced to do nothing. I pissed in a coffee mug and microwaved it for 3 minutes, then ran it under cold water, which caused the mug to shatter and shoot boiling piss everywhere. To this day, I have no idea why I did any of this. I stapled my finger with a staple gun. I really wanted to know how it feels. I watched a kid do this in kindergarten with a stapler. Even at the age of 5, I knew how unhinged she was. LOL. I had a shit day during my second year of uni. I'm a bit of a loner ICL, so I didn't have any friends to call up and ask to chill with me. So I spontaneously booked a train ticket to London at around 8 p.m. I arrived there at around 11:30 at night, and I didn't plan this through. I didn't book into a hotel or anything, I just kinda wandered the streets and walked about visiting places I had on my bucket list. And then I ended up going for breakfast at around 8 a.m. because I was up the whole night just walking about with my headphones on. And I ended up going to the National Museum there too, and visited Chinatown, and had some food there, and did some shopping, and by 5 p.m. I was on my way back to my student accom, which was a 4-hour journey on the train. I wouldn't change a thing about that day. It was so good. Not my intrusive thought, but when I was a kid, my friend and I were sitting in a sauna when he said, "What would happen if I piss on the hot rocks?" And it turns out it just makes the entire complex smell like burnt piss and permanently bans you from the pool. I was left alone for a couple minutes in a friend's house, and licked one of those pink salt lamps. It was exactly like I was hoping, and I know I won't be able to buy one for myself now. I threw a slice of American cheese on the roof of my parents' garage in the middle of summer. It sat up there for weeks. Turns out Kraft singles will badly degrade an asphalt shingle. Jumped off a moving bus, got my knees wounded. Drank a mixture of fruit juice, instant noodles, powder sauce, hot water, and I think soy sauce. This caused me to vomit like crazy the following night. I couldn't smell chicken-flavored noodles for years after that without gagging. That was your body saying, "Fool me once." LOL. I licked the back wall of an empty fridge, got my tongue stuck, panicked, and then pulled my head back and ripped off the tip of my tongue, bleeding profusely. My grandfather gave me a cup of warm salt water to soak it in. Ouch. Ate a bar of soap. Palmolive has a nice piquant after-dinner flavor. Spent 10 years traveling around the world not giving a fuck. Literally left for a 10-day vacation and didn't come back. Kicked a large mushroom. It went splat in a satisfactory way, and then my shoe was all gross. I didn't pull out. Now I have a kid. Lucky you? I've got 3. I love my kids. Couldn't justify not saying that. LOL. I don't do well during holidays with my wife's extended family. I walk in the door to insults, get almost no food, and leave pissed off. One year I started drinking and the safety came off. Wife's aunt cracked a joke about me driving my same old car. I asked her if her husband was still banging his same old ex-girlfriend. That set the tone for the afternoon. Wife's cousin started on about religion and politics. I asked him about his inability to get a job and have his mommy support him in his 30s. Wife's other cousin made some snide remark about my daughter being too big for her age. I called him a pedophile and told him to keep his hands off children. At that point, people started leaving. I felt so heartbroken. I was just warming up. My wife didn't talk to me the rest of the weekend, but we won't go to many family holidays anymore. Good for you. They shouldn't dish what they can't eat. Snorted packet chicken noodle seasoning in high school one time. Lost the use of a nostril for a week. Everything smelt like chicken soup too. My parents had a blender I'd use every day to make a smoothie, and it always slowed down with ice. I was annoyed at it not being powerful enough to just smash it. I thought, I bet I'd be able to stop it with my finger if I pushed down on the middle bit. Honestly, even typing it out 30 years later feels stupid. I didn't lose any fingers, but the end of one of them is all scar tissue, and I can't feel anything in the end of 2 fingers. So in a way I'm like a superhero. In another, more accurate way, I'm an idiot. Did you stop the blender? Not even close. When young, I filled the cleaner's orange window cleaner with Fanta. The cleaners then went around my uncle's house spraying Fanta on the windows instead of cleaning them. Everyone saw the humor even if they were less than impressed. Cut my waist-length hair into a pixie cut. Took 3 years to grow back, lol. I had taken a way too big drink of water during class, and my friend a few rows ahead turned around and looked at me right while my mouth was still full, so I just smacked both of my cheeks and spat water like everywhere. Threw a full slushie through the driver's window of an oncoming car. They chased me for about 10 minutes, then filed a police report. The police made me pay to have the car cleaned. The innocent victim actually worked in a car detailing place, and I got to pay the employee rate to have the car cleaned. There was a tube of mayonnaise laying on the path near our local lake. Closed cap and still completely full and all. I was 10 years old, didn't think twice, and just jumped as high as I could, landing with 2 feet on that tube, causing a 3-meter string of mayonnaise flying around. It was busy at that moment, but no one got mayonnaised. There was a long trail of mayonnaise on the path, and I was extremely proud. It's of the few memories I have in which I wasn't always thinking about what others might have thought, and one of the even fewer memories in which a stupid thing occurred, and when looking back at it now, I'm not having any regrets. Broke up with someone because I felt that I didn't deserve her presence in my life, and thought I would eventually do something to hurt her. Well, it turns out this was the thing I did that hurt her. I regret it every day and wish I could go back in time and prevent myself from self-sabotaging in this manner, if only because I involved someone else in it. I put in the ends of copper wire in an electrical outlet. It sparked and popped. Otherwise, I'm unharmed. Bonus: as a kid, I saw a mug my aunt put in the microwave and thought, wow, that spinning mug must be having fun. So I spun too, ended up becoming dizzy, falling, and hitting my head on a door. I needed stitches. Not me, but my marine biology teacher in high school once licked my hand. To this day I still don't know why. He was a kooky kind of guy, so it wasn't too off base for him, but definitely was one of those moments where after he seemed embarrassed even at himself, like, wait, what did I just do? After my husband cheated, I grilled some of his football memorabilia. Don't worry, the grill was unharmed. Took his phone out of his pocket and texted his girlfriend as him. Told her to quit her job. She did. Got a tattoo that said "Eat me" below my hip 2 days after I turned 18. Poured my half-drank beer into my date's half-drank beer of another style because I thought they would taste good together. He didn't think so. I drank it and he ordered another. It tasted meh. I went to an area in the middle of town in the middle of the night all greased up with baby oil and cut my clothing off other than my underwear with scissors, so I couldn't back out, and put them back on, and tried to make it back to my place without being seen. I was homeless and crashing on a couch. Poured milk and pee into my only shoes and let them fester for a while so I would smell bad everywhere I went. Ditto to the above. When I was 13, I tried to give myself brain damage by drinking mercury from a thermostat because I wanted to see what it was like to be intellectually disabled. I have diagnosed bipolar, BPD, ADHD, GED, and PTSD. Some of these are more impulsive than intrusive, but the last 2 were intrusive for sure. Most of my intrusive thoughts center around humiliating myself or putting myself into situations where humiliation is likely. It's not a kink for me, as I explored that. I specifically don't like being humiliated in sexual contexts. This was all 10+ years ago. I'm adequately medicated and have been in weekly therapy for 8 years. Happily married for 7. I live in India, and here they say it's good to get drenched in the first shower of the rainy season. Not true scientifically, but a lot of fun. So we as kids were allowed to play in the rain. I played for half an hour and I came back home. And my mother gave me a nice bath with clean warm house water. She dried me off with a towel and dressed me up again, looking pleased with her effort. But the rain was still calling to me, After a while I went back again outside, but this time wearing my raincoat and with an umbrella to watch other kids play. There was a tank in the courtyard of a nearby temple around 3 to 4 feet deep. It was full and brown with the collected rain water. Seeing other kids jumping, swimming and having fun, I could not hold myself back. I thought since I was wearing the raincoat I won't get wet. In my defense, the raincoat had elastic sleeves for wrists and ankles, and jumped into the tank. At first the raincoat puffed towards the wrists and ankles as air filled inside the raincoat tried to escape. But the said elastic won't let it through. I was surrounded by water but none was inside. Everything was going as planned. And then I moved a little inside the water. The air traveled from the vicinity of my limbs to chest. The raincoat near my chest, which was before sealed to my chest, puffed, opening a big gaping hole at the neck for water to come in. Water gushed and replacing the air inside. Within minutes I was completely drenched. This I did not expect. I went back to my home carrying umbrella, wearing raincoat, yet completely drenched. My mother was not happy, to say the least. Now, even after 20 years, I cannot forget the slipper she wore at that time. That slipper is now etched in my memory forever. Do you have a similar story? Leave a comment and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this one.